Wonderful. Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a great day. Wherever you are, spoiler alert, I am here to make it even better. You're probably asking yourselves right now, who is this young slash middle-aged punk in a t-shirt doing in my webinar? So first things first, my apologies for not dressing up. I chose to wear our company merch today. And why? Well, because it is a new and I like new things. And speaking of new things, we are here to talk about the version 14 of Easy Redmine. Yes, you joined the correct session. We are not here to talk about fashion, because let's face it, a good half of you is watching this in your sweatpants anyway. I purposely made this a little longer to give people more time to join in, but let's kick this off. My name is Lukas Hubka, and I will be the host of today's webinar. You might have seen me in other sessions in the past. If that's the case, feel free to drop a hello in the chat and make my day a little better. I will be definitely happy and it will be appreciated. Easy Redmine. We have literally hundreds of people registered and joining in, so I don't think we need to make this too long. All combined, from all the people across the world, that's quite a bit of time dedicated to us here. And we want to keep this whole thing, let's say, within 40 minutes. So allow me to start sharing. We should be able to share any second. It's been a year, and a new version of Easy Redmine hits the shelves in no time. You are here, so obviously you want to see more information about it. We are here because we want to share more information about it. So let's just connect the dots together because it sort of makes sense, right? Now, look at me though. You have met me already. Do I look smart to you? I'm just a sales director. I need some solid support here. That's why we brought Eric into the webinar, our product owner. Hello, Eric.
Hi, Lucas. Hi, everybody.
Beautiful. Eric is much closer to the source, so it just sort of made sense to have him here. And there is naturally a lot to share, and he can also evaluate what should be showcased here in this part of the webinar. So let's move to agenda. Every meeting needs one, and this is ours. I am doing the intro right now. We're going to move into a release schedule, talk about new features or add-ons in the case of Easy AI. Then we'll talk about changes in version 14, and last but not least, we are going to do the questions and answers. Questions and answers is going to be important. There will be a space for this closer to the end of the session. Please, quick sort of disclaimer or navigation advice, use the Q&A button in this Zoom application. It looks like a bubble or two bubbles, I'm not sure right now. The chat is simply not the ideal tool to ask and review questions, so please use the Q&A. We will do the presentation first, and then we'll move to questions and answers. We, of course, might find some questions that will be difficult to answer on the spot, but that won't be a problem. We'll take those offline instead if we'll find any. A few details to get out of the way. The webinar is being recorded, and the recording will be shared with you. It's usually a few days after the webinar, like a day, 2, maybe 3. If you will have any questions that will not be answered in this webinar, or we won't be able to answer them on Q&A, info@easysoftware.com or sales@easysoftware.com. Those are probably good places where you can ask those questions. And you are, of course, always encouraged to open trial applications and explore our website to sort of test and explore. Now, I'm going to put this little diagram on the screen while I run you through the rest of my introduction. We sort of feel like it is a necessary part of who we are and what we do. And we have been investing a lot of resources recently into building up our positioning and building up our messaging. I would love to encourage all of you to explore our website, easyredmine.com, if you haven't done that in a while. We have been slowly updating it, imprinting results from a few long-term projects that we've been doing. Everything is basically focused on making sure we communicate the value of our software better, along with use cases. We would love more use cases to be known. We would love more use cases to be shared and used for product feedback. If there are any spectators or some of you in the audience that would be willing to talk more about your Easy Redmine utilization, now is definitely the time to do so. Not on this webinar, but now in a sense of the rest of this year for sure. We have internal projects running around this, supporting it heavily. So shoot a quick message to your consultant, to your account manager, or to sales@easysoftware.com, and we will make it happen. But enough from me for the moment. Easy Redmine version 14, that's today's main topic. So Eric, can I ask you to take over and jump in? I'll just stop sharing and
For
I'll
sure.
allow you to go.
Okay. So let me know once you
Beautiful.
see my screen. Yeah.
I see the release schedule. Nice.
Very good. Yes, because this is the first topic I would like to tell everybody about. So currently we're in early September. We're doing these webinars, and version 14 is coming out globally on cloud later this month. It should be somewhere between the 16th and 20th of this month. When it comes to the on-premise version, that is going to come slightly later, because we just want to make sure that everything is as stable as possible and as good as possible for our on-premise clients, just because it's slightly more complex to update those. But yeah, so everything is coming just a bit later this month, or for on-premise, maybe beginning of October. Okay, that's it about the release schedule. I would like to now tell you a little bit more about the new features that are coming in version 14. And there's quite a lot of them. So I'll try to be brief and give a good overview of each of them. The biggest feature that you will see this year is called Easy AI. Now, Easy AI is an umbrella term. It actually includes in itself quite a lot of different features. We are starting with some that you will see right now. Let me just get to that. So Easy AI, there's personal AI, project AI, service AI. This division has been done based on the user persona that would be benefiting the most from these features. Personal AI basically means that anybody who is using Easy Redmine, Easy Project would be benefiting from those. Project AI is mainly features aimed at project managers, and service AI is mainly for help desk operators to make their life easier and save time on answering tickets. So let's go through each of these, and let's see what they are. First, starting with Knowledge Assistant. Knowledge Assistant is this little head that you may have seen in the top menu. It is basically your own mentor for when it comes for everything that has to do with how to use Easy Redmine, Easy Project. Even to perhaps resolve apparent bugs, or you can use your own company knowledge and get answers from it. I'll explain a little bit more now, but let's see how it works at first. So let's say that I have a question about how to assign coworkers to a task. So I open Knowledge Assistant, paste this question here, click send, and basically it's giving me an answer about how to use the app. So quite useful, no? And then when it comes to the information where this is getting it from, there is a AI dashboard where you can set it up. Collections are basically information from where this knowledge assistant is getting its information from. There's different sources that it can use. And some of it that we've uploaded here were the Easy Redmine Owner's Manual, some more information documents about Easy Redmine. So you can see different types of files, basically. Web sources can also be done, so scraped, and they can be scraped on a recurrent basis as well. In case the website is updating itself, this keeps it up to date. There's tasks or issues which can be connected as well. And if you're using our knowledge base add-on, then this can also become a source of information whereby this knowledge assistant is answering from. So what this means, once again, is that knowledge assistant is able to help you use the app. It's able to help you resolve sometimes apparent bugs. You don't know something's not working. And I've actually seen this in our work. Sometimes I use it as well when we are trying to see if something's a bug or not. And then it actually tells you, you need to go into a certain setting and do something there. And then it magically works again. And it's quite powerful if you think about it, that you can use your own company knowledge there as well, meaning that you can at any point have an expert mentor about your own company knowledge readily available to you, able to assist you with questions that you may have about how something works in your department, or what is the strategy of your company, or anything like that. So that's Knowledge Assistant. Then moving on to Write Assistant. As the name says, basically it helps you to write easier and better. If I'm gonna open this new task, I can show you. So let's say that I want to add some information here. Let's say a short checklist for project handover to a new project manager. Okay, so I'll paste it here, I'll highlight it, and this button appears and offers different use cases that can be done with this. If I click on continue writing, it's basically gonna then write about what is highlighted. And here it is. It's giving me this checklist that I asked it for. If I'm happy with it, I can click replace, and it's gonna be put here. I can edit it and so on. Another use case, you see there's some issues with writing here. I can fix the spelling and grammar with just one click and click replace, and then it will be okay. This is very useful if you don't want to bother about the spelling and grammar. You're writing a longer text and you just want to polish it at the end. And this is very useful for that. And then you can also translate some text into your own language as is set in the app, and some other use cases. So that is Write Assistant. And then we're moving on to AI Task Summary. Any project manager will find this useful, I believe. Whenever you are working with many different tasks, you can't keep the latest updates of everything in your mind, or sometimes you come across new things all the time and you want to just get a quick overview of what is this task about. So let's have a look. There's some task, I have no clue what it is about. There's many, let's say many comments down there. Currently it's not here, but let's say that there's many comments down there. I don't know what is the latest on the discussion and so on, but I can get a quick overview very simply and easily if I click here on the right-hand side. AI Task Summary, summarize in either bullet points or text. And it's gonna give me this quick overview of not only what is the description about, but also what is the latest from the comments and so on. So yeah, I found this quite useful in my own work. And similarly useful is something else for project managers here. I'll get to it soon. But first, there's AI for our help desk operators to make their life easier, faster. There is HelpDesk Assistant. What does HelpDesk Assistant do? Let's have a look. Let's say you get a ticket, and this ticket has some questions, maybe it's more or less complex and so on. And then you would need to read through, do research, try to suggest some answers. Well, this can be sped up if you just use HelpDesk Assistant. If you click on it here, it's gonna read through the description of this ticket. It's going to use the understanding that it has from the collection that we input the knowledge into it, as I explained before. And it's going to try and give the best possible answer using all the knowledge that you've provided it. So in this case, we get information, we get the questions about the use of Redmine. It's then using the owner's manual, the documentation that we have, and so on, to give some sort of answer. You can input your own company knowledge as well, so it's going to answer based on that. If I click paste as comment, it's going to put it down here. I can edit it. If I am not happy about some section, of course, this is just a draft. But once I am happy with the answer, I can input the email of the client or customer, click send email, save, and basically it would then take me to a preview screen. If I'm happy, then it sends the update to the ticket author. So I think that this feature is gonna save quite some time for help desk operators. Moving on, we have AI Project Planner. I was kind of hinting at this already before when I was talking about the AI task summary. And here we have features that are mainly targeted towards project managers. When it comes to Project Planner, as the name suggests, it's a feature powered by AI to help you create projects. We currently, as you know, have project templates, which you can use to quickly and easily create a project, but AI Project Planner goes a step further. You can upload a PDF about your project. It can be, for example, the contract that you have with your business partner, which specifies certain things about what should be done, or it can be some sort of PDF about the project plan. In any case, Project Planner is going to read through that document. It's going to then create, actually zoom in a little bit here. So it's going to read through the document, and then it's going to create a project. It's going to create tasks and task in hierarchy as well, with start and due dates. So basically, and descriptions. And since it has start and due dates, it's also going to be able to generate a Gantt chart already as well, as you can see. And some text output, which is going to be put into the dashboard of the project overview. It's not just going to be basic info about the project. It's going to also include some more advanced information. We are currently still thinking of what and how, but we believe, for example, to include risk management, some input, output of that, and also about advanced project management methodologies, for example, logical frame or something. Information can be put there so that your project is already prepared fully in the way that you want it. And then, of course, it's a draft, so then you go and edit things, but it does save time, especially if you create more projects. And lastly, yeah, I should mention that AI Project Planner is coming slightly later this month. So I believe it might be a week or two after the main release, or maybe a week, I'm not sure. And when it comes to AI project status, what this feature is gonna do is basically gonna help project managers give a status update on a certain project. It's gonna read through all the activity logs on a project, the comments, and it's going to be able to provide you the latest information about what is the status of this project. You can then copy paste this information to update somebody in a chat, or maybe update management in some place in Easy Redmine. This feature is coming later this year, so it's not going to be readily available as soon as the other ones. And yeah, that's it when it comes to Easy AI. I just wanted to say a few other things, which is that Easy AI is going to be available both on cloud and on premises. On cloud, it's going to be, of course, from version 14 onwards. On premises, it's going to be available later this year. The LLM, or large language model, used for the cloud solution will be GPT-4o. And that for on-premises will be open source Llama 3.1. Easy AI is going to be sold as a plugin, so it will not be readily available to everybody, but only those who decide to get it. But there's other features that will be available to everybody, and I'm going to talk about them after Lukasz, I believe, has a survey about AI.
Yeah, we were asked to run a little poll on the topic of AI, so I'm gonna launch it right away. And while that's going on, I do understand that everything is AI nowadays. I know, like I've seen AI water bottles, I've seen AI shoes. The trendy keyword ruins it a little bit, but the value is definitely still there. You know, I can see situations, many situations, where I'm myself making a lot of fun out of the powered by AI statements, but you know, collaboration tools that are built around information, context, and making data-driven decisions, that's not one of them. If there's a situation where we can really utilize this, to be quicker, be more efficient, and therefore save money and make better decisions, I think we are in a correct market to be utilizing AI tools. We are ready to have discussions on this topic because many solutions can be quite custom made. This little poll might help us understand the structure of our users, which would lead to better conversations. So thanks to everyone that participates and puts their vote in. Appreciate it. I think we are very much at the stage where we can keep going. We do have some questions on the topic of AI. Some of them, Eric, you have probably answered already, but we're still gonna go back to those questions at the end of the webinar, just to make sure if there are any people that joined late, for example, so they get some further insight. So anyone that asks questions through the Q&A, we will get to them once we're done with the presentation. So Eric, back to you. You are free to go.
Thanks, Lukasz. Okay, yes. So I was just talking about the other features that will be available to everybody from version 14 onwards. And these are the ones displayed here: task templates, comment reactions, some updates to HelpDesk, updates to assets and configuration management, accessibility improvements. There's AI translations of our app into many other new languages. And the non-feature improvement is more technical, which is that we're going to be able to distribute our on-premises solution in a nicer, easier way through Docker. So without further ado, I'll just jump into the task templates part, and let's have a look. What are task templates? First of all, I mean, as the name says, it's templates for tasks. You can create, edit, share, and so on. But where can you find them? If you go into the right-hand side menu, you will find task templates. And here is the list of all the different templates that have already been created by you or your colleagues. And you can, of course, always create new templates. If the template is created, then you can go always in and edit it. What does it look like? There's two sections. One is the template settings, which is basically information about the template itself, which is some name, author, and category. Category is quite useful. We, for example, sometimes use it as a department, but can be something else. Just a way for you to sort the templates, even though, of course, they can be sorted through all sorts of other attributes as well. When it comes to the second part, it's task settings, which is the information basically of that's going to be put into the task, which is created from this template. In general, task templates should save you a lot of time when it comes to recurring tasks, and also will be able to streamline the creation of certain types of tasks. For example, here we're looking at an incident report. And you can see that there's many different fields, just like for a normal task creation, you can input subject description, project, type of task, priority, and other ones. I find quite cool this one with a due date offset, meaning that, let's say if I put 3 weeks here, meaning that whenever a task is created from this template, its due date is always going to be 3 weeks from when it's created, or whatever you specify here. And there's also support for custom fields. In this particular one, you can't see any, but yeah, custom fields are also supported in task templates. Okay, and I wanted to show you still, it's quite cool that I have this very same incident report on the left-hand side here. I went into the administration settings, I edited the menu for the user type that I am, and I input incident report. If I would click here, I would take me to the creation of a task based on this template. And this is the very same link that is offered either here, create a new task from template, or here, copy the creation link to the clipboard. Basically, once the template is created, you can use it in many different ways, not only coming to this screen and creating things from here, but you can input things into the menu. You can put the link into some knowledge post where you specify a certain process or something. So it should help streamline the creation of particular types of tasks. Okay, that's task templates. There's a bit more info, of course, about them. You can manage project-specific task templates from the projects themselves and so on, but I wouldn't get into too many details now. Back to our list, we have the next up, which is feature comment reactions. Comment reactions are quite cool. I've personally started using it, and I think everybody in Easy is using it on a daily basis. Basically, comments, and you can react to the comments in with various emojis. So whenever you see a comment, now you will see the reactions from other users, and you will see your own that you can add. Not only these predefined ones, but you can, of course, add any sort of emoji to it. And we most often use this to signal that, yes, it's okay, I've become aware of this requirement, or yes, it's done, or whatever, or you heart a certain thing when task is done. Yeah, and it usually is just to prevent that you always go in and type okay or type yes, I see, or whatever. It's much simpler and easier and more fun in this way. Okay, moving onwards, there are certain updates to HelpDesk itself. If I go into the settings for HelpDesk users, and let's say I want to edit this user, you will see that this user has some additional permissions, which enables a HelpDesk user to view all tasks or manage all tasks. Now, for those of you who don't know what a HelpDesk user is, I'm not talking about the HelpDesk operator. I'm talking about the people who have an account to be able to create tickets to you. Basically, they are the HelpDesk users. They create either from email or from this ticket creation form a ticket, and then they are able to see their own tickets here, be able to see comments or manage the resolution. So what's happening now is that you're able to see not only if you have these additional permissions of viewing other people's tickets or managing other people's tickets, you're able to see your colleagues' tickets, or maybe also edit your colleagues' tickets in case your colleague is away, sick, vacation, anything. Or if you have the role of being a HelpDesk supervisor, you're able to see the tickets of all your colleagues and proactively manage them. So here, this user that I'm logged in with here is able to see different tickets of different authors. If I would add the author column, you would actually see the different authors. And I can also go in and click on edit and change the subject description and add some attachment here. So this should help simplify the resolution of tickets in a more proactive and centralized way. Okay, and what you may have noticed here is that there is a priority field in the new ticket creation form. Now, I have to say immediately that this priority field does not have to be there. There's a setting that you can turn it on or off. However, it enables HelpDesk users to set the priority of a ticket at the start so that the SLAs in the background, if they are connected with a certain priority, they're able to start running from the beginning. This also means that you can configure things in the HelpDesk project however you want, in type of task, whether it's a tracker, meaning whether it's a task or ticket, what sort of priorities relate to what sort of SLAs, and so on. This is fully customizable. And if you don't have any SLAs connected to these priorities, then if setting a priority would be, so the list of priorities displayed here would be then the full list from easy, normal, high, urgent, and so on, whatever you have specified. If there is connected to SLA, then only those connected with the SLA will be displayed here. Okay, So going back to the next feature is assets and configuration management. So there's a few changes here. I'm not going to go through all of them, but just a few. One thing that we've added from the asset or configuration items, such as the test server here, I'm able to create related tasks directly from here. And from now on, the items are from the asset configuration management are going to be available for search in the main search. And I believe one more thing, I think I forgot. Yes, okay. So there's more options here at the beginning. If I would go back, yes, here. So we've added more options to use charts and trends related to information about your assets and configuration so that you can better display information here as a dashboard as well. There's more changes, as I mentioned. There's a whole list of improvements that have been done, but I will not go through all of them right now. Okay, then I would move on to accessibility improvements. It is our ambition to become a long-term ambition to become digital accessibility certified. We've done quite a few steps in that direction this year with the introduction of a brand new high contrast mode, which is going to enable people who have difficulties with vision or color blindness to use the app in a easier way. We've strived to convey information that is usually conveyed through colors with patterns and so on. So we've really been creative when it comes to this. There's, of course, improvements in general when it comes to keyboard operability for those who have, let's say, motor impairments. You're able to tab through our app now and reach every single element and in the right order. And we've added also labels to elements so that if you're using a screen reader that is for blind people or people with vision difficulties, so you'll be able to hear where you are in the app, what element you're on, and so on. There's more information there now. So in general, lots of improvements when it comes to accessibility. I'm pretty happy when it comes to this. And yes, as I said, we are continuing on this path and looking to get certified, hopefully in the near future. Then I mentioned before that we've introduced AI translations. There's lots of new languages that the app can be in. As the name AI translations suggests, it means that the translations have been done by AI. They have been checked, of course, but I'm just saying this as a small disclaimer. If there's some small mistake, we welcome feedback to correct it. But I believe that mostly everything should look just fine. Okay, and now I think I give the word to Lukasz to help us understand a little bit what is the change with the Dockers.
That is exactly right. And this will, lucky for some of you, will be quite short. I'll just do something similar I did for our business partners in their webinar, because I was given the absolute pleasure of talking about the Dockerization of Redmine. The question is why? Well, because I am absolutely clueless in this area. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But that is on purpose. Not all of us are technicians, of course. So full disclosure, if you will have to use our online tech documentation if you'll need some deep details. It was prepared by our head of QA, Robert Kovacic, explained in detail. And rest assured, the full navigation will also be available for anyone that actually downloads a Docker image of Redmine in the future. However, what I absolutely can do is show you two diagrams that mentioned Robert prepared. Our goal overall is to provide a sustainable on-premise solution for Redmine. It's a niche that we are into. We are committed to on-premise solutions. And in the past, there have simply been way too many individual cases that weren't good for us, that weren't good for you as our clients, just not good in general. The old one, the one you're looking at right now, I have it on the second screen right here, many steps, many variables or factors that can prove to be a challenge. The client has to install the operating system, install Ruby, install database server, install other components, then download the Redmine installation package, run it, then ideally perform a 3-minute ritual dance, sacrifice a baby unicorn, complete the process. And this is apparently, based on what you can see on the top left corner, this is apparently a simplified illustration. I gained some additional respect for all the IT people administrating all the applications anywhere in the world, because the sort of the legacy approach hands over a lot of responsibilities over to our client's IT department. There can be discussions if that is correct or not, but the underlying message is it just introduces unnecessary variables that we are now able to remove. Operating systems, Ruby versions, gems, all of it had to be sort of defined or predefined by us in the past, and the IT team on your side needed to keep following it up. The new approach, the Docker diagram, basic configuration, a Docker pool, and you get all components ready and compatible by default. Less amount of steps, much smaller room for error, less wrinkles on your admin's faces, which is going to make everyone happy. The gems can't throw a wrench into the process. The operating system availability miles ahead of the legacy process. Now the client has choices that don't directly corrupt their Easy Redmine installation. Just look at those diagrams, right? Like complicated, kind of simple, complicated, kind of simple. I'm trying to make this a little bit silly because that is what I do, but you get my point. On-premises Easy Redmine, once again, a niche market, and we are so strong in there, and this sort of is going to make us even stronger. This is obviously what they call a long story short. This part of the diagram was short because the solution is much simpler, makes sense, saves a lot of headaches. Therefore, I am done with this. I believe it's your turn again, right, Eric, to start with version 14 changes.
Sure. Was hoping if you want to share also a little bit about the, yeah, actually, let's
I
get
mean,
to
I
it.
can jump in. It is correct. Let me jump in because there's probably a mistake on my side. Let's jump into other changes coming with version 14. From my point of view, it's time to open doors of the Easy Redmine retirement home again. Some features have earned their rest because they simply can't keep up, and we need to make space for the new generation. We need to make sure outdated tools are not causing troubles. So when you're looking at this, the legacy knowledge base is out, the old Redmine search is out. We are changing the custom design, custom branding feature, or rather, the changing the delivery of this, and the task preview on legacy queries discontinued. But I am here to talk about the first one. You probably are familiar with legacy knowledge as the project knowledge base. That's what the module was called in the past. It is not heavily used anymore, but it is still important to notify you about the end nonetheless. Chances are that if you've been using project knowledge base, someone from our side has contacted you already. It served its purpose as a simple knowledge management, but that simply is not enough for now. So this is a good place to promote our new knowledge base as the replacement. We have done that already. Obviously, most of you are aware of it, but it is still a part of this story. I shared the picture of a diagram at the very beginning of the webinar about Easy Redmine being a adaptive project and work management tool, an ITSM and source code management tool, and the whole story of ITSM, the help desk, the asset and configuration management, and the knowledge management. This is what this is for. A full suite that can support the demanding teams requirements, that require a knowledge-based tool that actually challenges the likes of Confluence. It is built on a MediaWiki technology, fitting nicely into our open source story, better UI, making sure people actually want to spend time in it, allowing to work with templates, visual editor for a better experience, or structuring your content into categories to build large documentations, and overall allowing various stakeholders access with built-in permissions to manage visibility. And last but not least, available approval processes and available personalizations, making sure that if you actually put your knowledge into it, that your data are actually secure. Not just, from external sources, but just to make sure you can work with the visibility within layers inside of your company. You can obviously find basic details on our website, www.easyredmine.com. This is what the knowledge base homepage looks like. If I just go to product and click on a knowledge base. But, to the main point of this, quick reminder, project knowledge base, not available from version 14 forward. Our resources will go towards the new knowledge base to challenge big players and to actually be stable and ready for the future. And once again, sales at easysoftware.com or contact your account manager. The knowledge base is ready to be delivered. The knowledge base is ready to be presented, promoted, or explained, consulted. So let us know. We will be happy to help you guys with this. And you are correct, Eric. This was actually my turn, but now I think it is for real your turn. So now I'm handing the word over to you.
Thanks. So I'm gonna share my screen again.
Go ahead.
Or actually, you can keep on. Okay. Good. So yeah, we're back on the same slide. So legacy knowledge base discontinued, new knowledge base is in town, and it's nicely and better integrated with all sorts of little features, as you've seen also with AI. And then when it comes to custom design or custom branding, the background technology is changing, but the service is more or less staying the same. All our paying clients have nothing to worry about. In fact, we will try to also, as part of this, make sure that the design is up to date. So if you have feedback that you've changed your design or something, please let us know. We'll make sure that it is in the latest design or branding version that you have. And it's going to be possible to have only one custom design from now on, just to mention. Okay. Redmine search was discontinued. Almost nobody was using this. It's fully replaced by Exapian search, which is very mature now, very powerful. Most of you will not notice anything, but everybody who is affected has already been notified. And the very small thing, you not even know what it is, the task preview on the legacy query or task list has been discontinued because it wasn't found very useful anymore because everybody is using task preview models. So there's the model or there's the full screen open task. So this little preview was no longer necessary. Okay, just then to mention that if you're interested to see the full release notes for the new major version, you can do so on our website. Just look for release notes and you will find much more information there, technical and non-technical. And lastly, some good news when it comes to certifications at Easy this year. I'm happy to say that we've been ISO certified when it comes to cloud data protection, information security management, and the quality management standards as well. And I believe now it's time for questions.
That is correct. Now the official presentational part of the webinar is over. Now we're going to go through questions. We have currently 10 that have been asked, so it's not going to be a long one. I assume like probably 5 to 10 minutes, and then we're going to close the webinar. So let's get this started. Some of them will be quick to answer, like the first one. Does the Easy AI module come also with the essential package? That actually will not come with the essential package. It's going to be a separate add-on that can be added to any other license of EasyRedmine that you will run. So whether you have Essential Business or the platform license of EasyRedmine, you will be able to add Easy AI to it. Obviously, it is going to be priced differently, and that very much depends on the amount of users, the type of deployment, cloud or on-premise, the language model that we're going to be using, and the overall utilization of the tool. So by far the best idea or the best next step in this would be to get in touch with your account manager or just sales@easysoftware.com, and we will be happy to sort of take you through the process. But there's another question on the AI. Will Easy AI work with other languages than English, Eric?
Yeah, so the large language model supports any language. As you've seen, it's also able to provide translations. Therefore, in general, the answer is yes.
There was also one question sort of related to this, so I'm going to skip ahead. And there's a question. You said AI is powered by ChatGPT in the cloud version, but the GPT is not allowed in this person's company. Can it be disabled or changed to another? What would be the process for this?
I'm not really sure about this one. In general, yeah, GPT 4.0 is going to be the version supporting the cloud, but I think it is possible to change it, but I don't know really at this point. So I'd like to
Obviously, and any commercial details of this is something, once again, for sales@easy8.com or to initiate a discussion with the account manager. Once again, I've mentioned this around the poll. This is a new module, and there's going to be like a lot of variables or factors that play into this. So it's going to be very, very important for us to keep getting your feedback so we can actually tailor the Easy AI module more and more and more towards our actual clients. Another one on AI. Does AI require a connection to Easy Software service, or can we use all features on premises?
No, the on-premise solution should be available
Yes.
on-premise.
So from layman's terms, if I don't understand it properly, they can use AI and be completely disconnected from the internet if they choose the on-premise version, right?
The LLM, is going to run on local hardware, and yeah.
And the language model will learn purely from the information in their application and from the knowledge management and stuff like that.
From the knowledge that is input into the collections, yes, as we've
Nice.
seen. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, there's one question that we've already asked. Will Easy AI module have an extra cost for on-premise solutions as well? The pricing is slightly different for the cloud and on-premise solutions. I'm not technical enough to explain why, but when we get to the sales discussions, of course, there's going to be a lot of discussions on this topic, and it will be very simple to actually explain how we're approaching both of those solutions, especially the on-premise option, because not many open source AI modules are available in other collaboration platforms. So this one will be important for us to handle properly. So once again, definitely up for discussion. There's one question that I don't understand that much, so I'll try to. How can we add formula in custom fields? This, Eric, to me sounds like a feature we call the custom fields with formula, right?
Okay, at this moment, it sounds like a question that one can put to the knowledge assistant as well.
All right.
I am, again, not sure about this one. Probably could be set up, but no, I don't know.
Otherwise, if it wouldn't be related to this, if it would be about custom fields with formula, I believe that's a feature within the software already available in the business license and platform license. Just by the way, to make sure we cover both angles. A question: how safe will this feature be regarding the sensitive information of our project?
Yeah. So as the ISO certifications also show, and in generally from the discussions that we have internally, we want to make it as safe as possible. We're fully aware of the concerns of people to keep their information private and safe. That is one of the reasons, one of the main reasons why we're also going to be offering on-premises AI solution. It's mainly also for security. How safe is going to be? As safe as it can be.
I mean,
Meaning that
it's good that you also showed the certifications, right, as a proof of recent audits that we've been through as well.
Yeah, so I would say the on-premises solution fully safe. It's fully on your end. When it comes to the cloud solution, if there's something you feel you wouldn't really share with ChatGPT, then probably that you wouldn't share then with the assistant running on GPT 4.0.
There is one question that I unfortunately don't understand. How can we configure the module reporting and formula as well? Do you, Eric, understand, or should I just ask this person to just send them an email to sales@easysoftware.com and just handle it that way?
Maybe, yeah.
because for me it was hard to understand what that is related to. There is one more question from Koza as well, is what will be the features in Redmine 14? Well, that's what this webinar has been about, and it sort of relates to another question that we had. I missed how end user will use task template to create a new task. Can you show again, please? We are not able to show it again here, but I wanted to sort of combine these two questions because, as I've mentioned in the beginning, the recording of this webinar will be available within a day or two. So if you'll need to refresh on what's new in version 14, you can just watch the recording if you joined late. And same with the task template. You can always go back to task templates, or once again, if you want an actual live demo, if you want to talk to someone from our side, contacting us through the mailbox that I've mentioned here several times will be the best course of action. Or just contact your account manager and tell them, I want you to show me task templates. I want to do some use cases, and we'll be more than happy to help you, because at the end of the day, we understand that in order to get you to spend money, we need to show you how it works. That's generally the cycle that we've been through many and many times. Another one. Can we still use the legacy way to manage EasyRM? EasyRM, it sort of reminds resource management to me, but we haven't spoken about resource management, have we?
Not really. We've spoken about asset and configuration management, so there shouldn't be any changes to the resource management.
And as far as like legacy things go, we talked about the legacy knowledge management. And from version 14, Eric, correct me if I'm wrong, but the legacy, the old project knowledge base will not be available from version 14 forward. Means it will not work. You will have to either stop using that module or migrate to our new knowledge base, which is more than ready to support that.
Yes, and from version 14, correct, it's not available anymore. If there's a need to export the information from the existing knowledge base, in case you're not upgrading to knowledge base 2.0, we are able to provide that.
There was actually a clarification that easy RM means easy Redmine. And this is just a shortcut I haven't been familiar with, but it depends on what the legacy way to manage easy Redmine means in this case. If that means trying to use the old knowledge base, that's not going to work out. Otherwise, there are some changes and additions to Easy Redmine, but it's still going to be Easy Redmine. It's not like when you migrate from version 13 to 14 that like things are going to radically change. It's still going to be the same ecosystem with the same functionalities, the same ideology. A lot of like basically the majority of things will feel the same. You don't have to worry about that. There's a question, and we have time for about like 5 more. I think then we will have to close it. I want to upgrade from version 13 to version 14. Do I need to pay full price or only update price? But by default, it's just the update price, but it can depend on when was the last time you updated your application. For some clients, we have some clients of Easy Redmine that have stopped updating their Easy Redmine, let's say in like 2019, for example. It is very likely that if you haven't updated it since 2019 and you haven't paid for updates since then, it will basically be a straight up new purchase of the software. However, if you're continuously going with the update subscription, then you will not have to pay the full price. No. Regarding the new Dockerization option, will it be possible to keep custom developments done to our installation? Custom Rails plugins, for example. Too technical for me, Eric. You take it if you can, otherwise we have to take it offline.
I have to be honest, it's too technical even for me, so I'm not sure, but my colleagues would be able to answer for sure. So,
all right, perfect. It says anonymous attendee to me, so I don't know who to respond to. So I can just go. Only recommend you to just go to support@easysoftware.com and just send this question through support. We will make sure to bring this up internally. Or if you want to quickly put your email here in the Q&A as an additional question, I will save it. I will not read it out loud so nobody else gets to it. But that's something that it's a good question that I would also want to have the answer to. Exactly. There's a question if Easy AI will work with our new knowledge base data when it's used on premise. That's exactly the point of it. Eric, I understand it properly when I say that the Easy AI and the knowledge base, those are like the perfect combinations. Like having both of those is the ideal setup of how to use it.
So as I've shown, it's possible to add to the AI collection. One of the information sources is the knowledge base, meaning the new knowledge base. So yes, it is going to be possible very much to add it.
Nice. All right, then we have some people that are using the one of the older versions of Easy Redmine or Easy Project, version 11 to be exact, and they want to move into version 14. They're asking if it's going to be possible without training for users. By default, I would say it's still the same application. It's not going to be a drastic change, but it depends on what aspect of the application are they using. You know, there have been some changes. I can always recommend to go through release notes of our previous major versions. So version 12, 13, and now 14, just to make sure that none of it of what you have been using has been drastically changed. So, but unless they are using like the legacy project knowledge base, for example, I think it should be quite doable. Yes. All right. Two more questions that I can see here is what's the best way to upgrade Easy Redmine from version 11 to version 14? If it's step by step or direct, I think the easiest version, if you would ask me, is to just go through support and they will make this happen for you. It depends on, well, we're probably talking about the on-premise solution. I would probably imagine just sending us a database of your version 11 Easy Redmine that we can then implement into the Docker and send a Docker image your way. Sounds probably like the ideal scenario for me, unless you have any suggestion, Eric.
Not really, but this is, of course, as you mentioned, there's differences when it comes to cloud and on-premise. If this is really on-premise, then again, slightly too technical for myself. But as you've said correctly, support is going to be able to handle this, no problem.
Beautiful. It is indeed on-premise, so through the support for sure. If you want to utilize the new Docker available, that's going to be even better because things are going to be much simpler, and we are able to upload the database into it. And then one more question, so we get out of here before the hour mark is Easy8 configured for the installation, or can it be configured for each project?
Okay. I believe that it can be configured also for different user, but yeah, I would prefer to give a correct answer to this, and at this moment, I'm not sure. So we would take this offline, but there's some configuration flexibility I've seen. Yes.
All right, then. In that case, I'm afraid that we are close to, or we have reached the end of the webinar. As mentioned, it was quite obvious that we will not be able to go through everything, not in that span of time that we have for the webinar to actually keep being comprehensive and short enough. The recording will be available within a few days, so you'll be able to go through it. Start trials, go back to our website to see the release notes, and once again, support@easysoftware.com. By far, if you have any questions that we weren't able to answer here on this webinar, make sure to ask it to support. It will get to the correct person, and the correct person will be able to provide feedback. Or just contact your account manager if you have one, and you can sort of funnel it through the account manager, because the account manager wants you happy. They want you to renew your subscriptions. So they will work hard to make sure that your questions are actually answered. They are motivated by money, and that's by far one of the better motivations that you can find in today's day and age. From my side, I want to say thank you, everyone, for the attention. I hope that you've learned something new. Eric, anything you want to say to close this out?
Just thanks for everybody for joining us. And if there's any feedback, we in product would love to hear it. There's feedback@easysoftware.com.
Thank you. Looking forward to all your questions and all your feedback on the new version. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.